Good afternoon, everyone. This is our very first episode of CLB Talks.
CLB Talks.
I'm Clive.
I'm Lance.
Well, we're just here to start and talk shit.
Yeah, we're just having fun,
Yeah.
in my house.
His house, just the boys talking.
Yep.
Well, we kind of started this because we love talking to each other, and we kind of want to show the world, or not really, the people of Cebu.
Or
Us.
even the Philippines.
Even the Philippines. Okay, so our goal is just like to talk. This is our first episode. We're introducing ourselves. We'll start having guests,
Yeah,
and
man.
our goal is just to show you the human side of some influential people in Cebu. Some people we think that Cebu should notice.
Some bosses, very wealthy people. So we can talk to them, interview them so that we can make them feel,
Not
down
few.
to our level, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? To our level.
We want to bring the people. Yeah. We want to bring the people back down to the ground.
Yep.
We want to talk to them. We want to show you that we're conversationalists. We just love speaking just the way you guys do. We may speak in English, but we love to cater to the Filipino community.
Yeah.
So this is how we start.
So,
So Lance,
CLB.
since we are the CLB, how would you want to introduce yourselves? How do you want to introduce yourselves? Like, what do you want to be known as? What do you do? You tell us about yourself.
So I'm just Lance, in Cebu. I'm a dental student in Cebu University, 6th year. Actually, Clive, Clive told me this crazy idea about making a podcast, and it's like, oh, okay. And he was telling me you know what, we should do this because it's fun talking to people. I agree, and then it's a win-win because we're talking to different guests. We're gonna learn from their experiences, helping us to get motivated, and hopefully we can bring this motivation to you guys also. So that's why we're gonna have some fun talking, and we're gonna have a good time.
We're just here to have a good time. We're just trying to learn. We're learning on our way. So we hope this podcast or just like this group talk is just something you'd like. So this episode is just about us talking shit about our lives,
Yeah.
like what we've gone through. We just want to share to you guys our life, and that's just it for this episode.
So Clive, how about you? What do you do?
Well, so guys, right now I'm the SK, the Sangguniang Kabataan Chairman for Kasambagan, and I'm just into politics, I'm a man. I'm a man who loves to yap.
The yapper.
I'm a yapper.
He loves to yap, man. Anyways, so
So Lance,
what?
so where do we start? Why did you want to go to dentistry? Why dent?
My dad. Okay, interesting. It's because of my father. My dad's a dentist. He has a clinic called Dental One Center in Country Mall. Very, I would say, successful. He's a very good dentist, and told me about a lot of things. And he wants me to become a dentist. At that time, I didn't know what what to do. I don't know what would be my profession in the future. So I picked this as my safe option, and as of right now, I'm just going with the flow, just helping patients, and having fun at the same time. At the end of the day, it's just helping the people. That's about it.
It's pretty good. Well, for me, I was a physical therapy student. Dropped out, as you know, Lance. I kind of dropped out due to multiple reasons. My family started pressuring me to start working in business. That's one.
Yeah.
Another reason was the dissatisfaction of my course. I didn't exactly feel like I belonged.
Honestly,
Like,
that's me also.
Yeah. How sometimes when you get into something and you don't
Yeah.
exactly feel like you belong.
Yeah. I mean, I have that, experience in dentistry also. So I've been, it's like a safe option, man. And then as a year goes by, you get to love it as it goes by, So right now I'm handling patients, so you learn to love it. all at the same
Reach
time.
their own, I guess. Well, for me, I've gone the crazy route. I dropped out of PT 2021. Started working for my family. I learned how to do business. That's what I'm very grateful for. That's something. That's something not many people can take advantage. I'd like to say I'm a bit too privileged. Like, not gonna lie. Like, I understand. I understand. I dropped out and I was kind of too young, but sometimes I kind of just want to exercise that privilege. You know, like I just want to learn. I just I want to explore life. I want to make sure my life is worth remembering.
I mean, you have that advantage. You're privileged, so like, you can use it.
Well, we both are, but exactly why we're here.
Yep.
We want to show you this side of the world, this side of people that maybe you guys are not a fan of, but well, that's our reality, and we just want to show it.
Yeah,
We just want to share our experiences with people. We want to speak.
yeah. And we want to also share it to the people, to the viewers, that we also want to help them also to share also the motivations of different speakers that will be soon coming weeks.
Well, we hope.
Hopefully.
Well, it's just us, you know.
But,
It's the boys.
I
Talking
mean,
shit.
just talking shit, having fun, and having a good time.
Well, you know what my high school classmates would love to say?
What?
How the fuck did I become a politician? Hell, man.
I mean, like,
Like, it does happen.
you're from Clyve, the guy,
Live, the PT.
the PP, to freaking SK chairman. I didn't expect that, honestly, from,
Yeah.
like, when you said you were running, I was like, what the hell? I was like, what the, like, Clyve running, like, this guy voted off, freaking won. That's crazy. All wins. Kasama God.
Yeah, you know, guys. So yeah, it's just awesome. Guys, how's dentistry? How's your experiences? Tell me what you know about it. Tell me the things that happens.
I love it's just helping people. Okay, that's number one.
That's number one. But do you have like a fetish of like sticking, like looking inside other people's mouth or something? Like,
No, what the? No. Honestly, you just help. That's it, bro. Like nothing. Like no fetishes. Like, well, I mean, there are times where like being,
girls hot. Girls
my
hot.
patience hot.
Yeah. The mouth giving a bit of sexy vibes.
Honestly, no.
Yeah.
But they're not even. It just it's being grateful. Helping them. It's for free anyway. Everything I do is for free.
I saw this thing on the internet. Like, is it true? Is it true that when you check a patient's mouth, you can tell that they've sucked dick?
Okay, honestly, no, it's not. That's not true. I mean, there are different factors.
Yeah,
There are different ways, to
Because I
check.
saw this TikTok wherein like there was this dentist that explains like there are holes or there are there are bumps. There are bumps at the top of your mouth when a girl sucks dick, and they can tell when they participate in.
If they don't wash their mouths properly after they do it, they don't have their teeth brushed every day, then for sure there's gonna be freaking bacteria all over there. It will accumulate. So basically, yes, but there are also other factors aside from something big. So we don't know, but if you're a sex worker who does that for a living and doesn't brush their teeth and who doesn't wash their mouths, that will happen to you 100%. Bacteria everywhere. That's all.
Wait, so Erica, is the bacteria the same from getting a regular bacterial infection, or is it or you can tell that it really came from the.
There are a lot of factors, but specifically to sex workers,
Well, specifically
to any girl, like
no, specifically like sucking dick. Can you tell if they suck dick?
no, that's hard to tell. Honestly, it could be from anything. It could be from anything. And then why would they no? It could be from anything. It could be from anything.
No, I just saw the TikTok and I kind of wanted to know about it. Because being in dentistry, I don't know, seeing dentists, being an average person, and thinking of dentists, like most people don't even consider dentists as doctors. Like that's one of the biggest stigmas.
Yeah, pisses me off sometimes, honestly.
Like why?
We're like at the, I think the bottom of the food chain. Actually, no, it's the vets and optometrists that's lower than us. But we're still at the bottom though. But I don't know, because they think it's all about teeth, man. But honestly, it's more than that. We have there are nerves connected to the tooth, going all the way to the entire body, like to the heart, to the brain, everything. So like, you just can't say, oh, you're just fixing teeth, you're just the dentist, blah blah blah. You know, we're basically we're basically a doctor because we're actually fixing what's part of your body. But example, extraction of teeth. We call it root canal therapy. So basically, we're trying to save the teeth so that it can be as as functional as it can be. So the person can be can eat well, can actually even sleep well. So we're actually trying to make the person feel better, and that's what doctors do. We want to make the patient or the people feel as comfortable and as healthy as possible.
Okay. I do understand that standpoint because like when you're a worker of the medical industry, you most of you guys or everyone has the goal of making the patient better. But what differs you from being just a simple nurse? Like you know how like they're just nurses, but you guys have the same goal. So what makes you think you're above those nurses? What makes you say, oh, dentists should be doctors more than the nurses have?
So honestly, like, in the end of the day, we're all healthcare professionals. We don't want to say, oh, we're better than the other, we're better than the other. No, our goal is just to make them be healthy as possible. Just make them feel better. That's our goal. We don't want to compete with other professions like nurses, vets, optometrists. Because we don't want to. What's the point of fighting for what status? The point here is like you gotta help
Okay.
the people as much as possible.
I do understand the status,
But I know what you mean. Like
Wait.
for me, I also don't like it. I don't like it. But that's how it goes, man. There's like a hierarchy to go through these things.
asking for the average person, just the average person who doesn't know anything about medical, what I'm trying to word it right here. What makes why would you consider like okay, why would dentists be doctors or why do you think it's so hard to become a dentist or what makes dentistry so hard when you're just learning the mouth? Right?
Yeah.
Like for me, I'm the average person. I like to think be like learning for the dentist. Oh, maybe it's like just the mouth. What makes it so hard? Well, the nurse, they have anatomy, they have physiology, they learn literally the general everything of the body. They have very big knowledge when it comes to pains,
Yeah.
to treatments, especially throughout the whole body. So what makes dentistry hard, especially when you're just learning about one particular region of the body?
Okay, so in dentistry, we have 6 years. Okay, so 4 years pre-dental, then 2 years. I don't know. 4 years, basically lecture studying, about the anatomy of the tooth, actually the whole body itself, and then the last 2 years are all for the patients, practicing on our skills hands. So in dentistry, it's not just lectures. It's also our motor skills, our hands, basically, our dexterity also. So it's hard because for one, our exams, board exams, we have 2 exams. It's not just lectures like medicine or like nurses, right? We have 2 exams, lectures and for practical. So basically, we have to do hands-on work. We have to bring a patient there. We have to make dentures. We have to do a lot of things. Draw. We call it removable partial dentures. We have to draw that also as well. So there are different, practical exams on that day itself, and we also have lectures as well for that. So those 6 years prepares us for those exams and for our future as well, because not only we're not only we have to study for information, we also have to master our hands for dexterity.
Yeah, you have to master the process,
Yeah.
master the basics. So basically, like, you have to master the way you clean the teeth, the way you
You extract,
extract.
you save the teeth, you restore the teeth, everything. And then some other dentists can even go further, maxillofacial surgery. You can do implants.
Let me
Uh,
ask, how many types of dentists are there?
There are a lot. There's like seven. There are different types.
Then,
There are general dentists.
how do you become that specialized dentist? Is that something you apply for? Is that something you study after you graduate? After you
Yes,
get your
yes.
doctorate?
After that, you can go abroad and study. You can specialize on that specific type of specific type of part of dentistry. So there are different types. There's like periodontologists, endodontologists. There are oral surgeons. Different. There are dentistry. There are aesthetic dentistry. There's like a lot of factors. Different parts. And then you can take them after you graduate. You can go abroad. You can go to Manila. It's like a 1 to 2 years. Different. I can't say personally, but there are different ways.
But like, what's your dream? What kind of dentist do you dream to become?
Honestly, right now, for me, I'm not into like what I said. I'm not like I just want to study. I mean, I want to help people, right? I want to help people, but the most part, I want to earn. I want to earn money. You know, um, I'm not really a fan of like maybe studying all the time. Like, I'm not really that into that, but you know, end of the day, when you become a dentist, you have that you're gonna be a doctor.
Yeah, you're basically a
Basically a
doctor.
doctor,
You're
yeah.
No, you're not basically a doctor. You are.
I am a doctor for just 6 years, and then my parents are telling me to go surgery, endodontics, which I will take, yes. But I want to also go on the business side of things with dentistry, expand on the business side. That's my goal, and then hopefully after graduation I can just talk to my dad, and then we'll see from there. But for now, I'm just gonna finish my requirements, which I'm very behind. And I'm just gonna take my time.
Well, as you guys can see, he's very behind on his requirements, but we're still doing this video. I don't even know this guy.
Yeah, I see. I'm here talking, and and I'm still behind my requirements. So yeah. How about you, Clive?
What do you mean, what do I mean?
I mean, like every day. What do you do every day?
Well,
What do you do?
well, in a day we have multiple things to do, but it's never a straight line. So a lot of the time is, well, basically, as SK, we have projects to fulfill. We have project plans, but nobody tells us what to do. We're not even, well, technically, even by law, we're not even required to fulfill those projects. Technically, it's something we do. It's because we were elected to the position. So we have the budget. So every year, so basically how we conduct our activities before the budget year starts. What we do basically is, okay, we have this thing called the CBYDP and the ABYIP. The CBY is the Comprehensive Barangay Youth Development Plan, and the ABY is the annual budget investment. ABY, annual barangay, which is the yearly. The CBYDP is, it ranges from every 3 years. You create that every 3 years, and basically all the projects, all the problems that your barangay faces, or your local government, all the problems, all the projects you have, all the ideas you have for those problems,
Yeah.
that's where you place it. That's where you create those projects. So imagine like, my trash, like my barangay, I believe we lack like trash cans. So we add that. So we have like so like for example, me, I have a project well, it isn't trash cans, but I have a project where like I want to make the basketball courts better. So we add that inside our budgeting. So we add that in the 3-year budget plan, and if we add it also in the 1-year budget plan, that's when we can procure. And we just add the dates or potential dates. So we need to add like the target dates on when we want to implement this thing, and which some activities the target dates can be like from January to December, so we can just do it essentially. But for me as like a barangay worker, I want to make sure we have at least an activity a month
Yeah.
if we're spending that money anyway. So we never have a set time on when we need to implement, unless like events coming and we need to prepare for that event, just like Sinulog, because we had the float.
Yeah, yeah.
We had the float, we had a parade, we also had dances, so we had to. So there, technically we have a deadline. It's because we need to start presenting
That's
those.
part of your
dances.
budget, right?
Yeah, it's part of our budget.
Yeah. Float, the parade.
Yeah. So basically, we never really have a set thing to do. It's just we plan, we try to implement it as soon as possible, and that's why like I tend to be busy because I set up for the plan. Sometimes like we plan weeks ahead, and we plan every week for weeks ahead for a simple activity. Like when I create my sports league, I need to plan 1 to 2 months ahead, way before it actually happens, because I need to order balls, I need to get the referees in touch, I need to make sure my council is there, I need to make sure there's schedule, like the barangay scheduling for the basketball courts. I need to make sure things fall into place.
So every time I ask, like,
I tend to be busy.
Yeah, I know you're gonna fly.
Well, I do have some things on the side, like I still work for my family,
Yeah.
so that adds to it. Then I also take care of my grandparents. Sometimes I take them out. I go out with my family too. Yeah, of course. So
Go there sometimes.
yeah.
But I may ask, like, what's your budget? What's the budget?
Or for last year, well, this year I don't have a fixed amount of how much my budget is this year, because the barangay still hasn't released it to me and I still haven't received it.
Okay.
But for my last year's budget, it was 1.927 million for the year.
When I am?
Yeah,
For the whole year, you just
for the whole year. But we already allocated it to certain projects. So last year, we had multiple seminars. We had like health seminars. We had anti-drug seminars. We had environmental seminars, anti-littering seminar, like things that come into mind.
all of them is like different SKs going that way.
Well, that was specifically for my barangay. And one of the perks of being a government official is that the government holds a lot of seminars. So they invite you, or you can inquire with someone within your local LGU and you just join the seminars if you just want to learn some more. Well, the problem with seminars is that like not everyone wants to listen, not everyone wants to attend.
So what do? You just
Well, I avoid seminars. I
play.
avoid seminars that I don't feel like attending. No, well, that's my flaw. But it's a lot of the time. It's because there are seminars almost every day of the week
Yeah.
that you just need to prioritize what you want done. Because there's some seminars that I myself I don't feel like doing it.
But do you love what you're doing, like, honestly? Like, do you like it?
It's conflicting.
So,
The reality of it all, we're playing politics. You know, there are instances where you have to be harsh, or there are instances like you can't do what you plan to do simply because the other political figures don't want you to shine over them. Not only shine over them. Oh, I wouldn't even say shine over them. There are even some that if it just doesn't fit their personal agenda, you can't conduct it. So it's like
So it's basically
it's kind of just a power play. You know how like how people kind of seek power.
there's like a hierarchy.
Yeah, there's a hierarchy kind of thing. Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
Like it's not even a secret that there are people in politics who truly dictate what they want done. Like they want to micromanage. There are some things they don't want you to do simply because it doesn't benefit them.
so like, what do you think? Like, you wanna become like what, a mayor in the future someday? Let's say in your 30s, you wanna
Well-
become a counselor. But what do you?
Well, in my opinion, the reason why I went to politics is mostly because I want to know what the political structure is like in the Philippines.
How's it? What do you think about
It's messy.
It's messy.
Everyone knows it's messy. Like the government inefficiency. Well, for me, the government inefficiency is so high. Like I have a hard time getting things done. It's because I need to deal with other government offices, and other government offices are never. They don't work very efficiently. I'm not gonna fault the people for it. I never am gonna fault the offices for it. But based on my experiences, especially working with them, they tend to be. The term is. Langayan sila. Like they take their time.
Like they're not relaxed. Like they only do it when it's like deadline. When it's like deadline.
No, well, a lot of the time, it's done because there's a deadline. Not, or they're incentivized to do it. So, yeah, you know, like, you gotta sprinkle in a bit of that incentive. Sa Bisaya pa, maghata ka, pangpasnak ba? Pangpasnak.
That's a thing. But in politics, I think everywhere also.
Well,
Usually,
corruption is everywhere.
businesses also.
And businesses
Also, they do that, right?
of course.
Exactly. So,
Corruption is, it's not new to politics. It's not a stranger to anything. In the corporate world and everything, it's politics. Even in your own house, it's also politics. There's this political structure, but in your house it's much less formal, and you have your father on the top of the family. Yeah. But like the political things come into play when maybe let's say like your father dies and you like maybe your siblings want to take control over something, and so that's basically politics. So
It's
so
like a political violence.
yeah, so basically politics is not just it's just not government work. It's just not. There's so many ways to get into politics, and there's so many forms of corruption
Yeah, not just in politics, but in
Yeah,
other
in general.
general. Yeah.
But Philippine politics it's beautiful and it's messy. I see the beauty because you see the human nature. That's one thing I love. You know what I love? I love analyzing people. I love speaking to them. I love understanding their nature. I love understanding why they do what they do.
So wait, so do you want to become like what? Going back. So in the future, do you still want?
I don't close my door to it, but I don't exactly want to be. Because for me, someone who runs in politics or someone who does politics, it takes a lot of willpower. It takes a lot of tough decisions. It takes a lot of courage. Because everything you do, just like in life, politics, everything you do, you have supporters and you have bashers. Sometimes, no matter how good you do, people will bash you. Sometimes, no matter how bad you do, you'll have supporters. And it comes hand in hand. That's the thing about politics. And a lot of the time, you don't necessarily know who's a supporter or who's a hater. And there are people who disguise themselves as a supporter who is just in it for power. You get?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like at the end of the day, you witness different kind of people. You see people in politics who have the heart to serve. You see the people in politics who pretend they want to serve,
They just want
but
money. They just want. They just want
You
power.
could say money, you could say power, but it's confusing. You don't necessarily know the intention of the person until you speak to them. Or I wouldn't even say until you speak to them, because there are so many people I've spoken to. There are so many people I've met. No matter how many times I speak to them, they have something hidden, something.
But they also help, right?
Yes,
They provide,
they
projects.
do provide.
Yeah.
That's the scary thing about politics. Politics is like a moral dilemma. You kind of understand how, like, you know how politics, there's like, okay, wait, let's erase this. I'll give you a moral dilemma. Okay. So there's this evil president.
Okay.
He wants to rule over the country.
Yeah.
But his intention, like, so basically it's like this. His intention is to be a dictator of this country. To rule this country, like to be this country's forever leader. Or forever boss. But how he does it, he improves healthcare. He drops crime rates down. He makes inflation go super low. He makes the countries into one of the best countries ever, so the people forever elects him. But his intentions were to dominate the country, and which he has. He's forever elected in that position. But he's done it in such a way that the people end up just voting for him, 100% of the people. Or when you want a president who's his heart is for the people. He wants the people to do better. He wants the like, he has the heart of the people. He wants to serve, but he's such a shitty leader.
That doesn't provide, right?
So, and by coincidence, because of him, crime rate goes up. But he didn't intentionally do it. He was just quite incompetent. Like,
basically the opposite.
those are two extremes. But what kind of leader would you rather have?
The one who gets it done or the one who doesn't.
You can put it that way, but you can also put it falls down into intention.
Or the person who's actually evil, but this guy is actually good.
Yeah, you get it.
Yeah,
So, a lot of people in politics, that's the beauty of politics. A lot of people in politics, you'll never really know what their intentions are. That's the beauty of it. Because people can do good, but not be good. And people can do bad and still be good.
Yeah. So it's really,
Politics is just like, it's a big game of the human nature.
it's hard, no?
It's hard. It's challenging.
Challenging, yeah.
It's a different kind of challenge. It takes a different set of skill to excel.
But what do you like in the Philippines? Do we need a leader that's well, like, has a good heart for the people but bad result, or someone who gets things done who is really bad? What do you think? Who needs?
Well, if you give me the two choices, of course I'd choose the bad intention leader with good results. Yeah, because at the end of the day, he's actually helped the lives of the people. It doesn't matter, but that's the problem. The intent of power. That's the moral dilemma.
Yeah. Just in the end of the day, we don't know.
Yeah, in the end of the day, we don't know.
know.
I've spoke to many people, many politicians. I've had good conversations with a few mayors, a few congressmen,
Yeah.
a few councillors.
You don't know their
And
motives.
we can hear them with their ulterior motives. I've blatantly heard corruption.
Yeah.
I've blatantly heard bad things that I wouldn't necessarily call it bad, but it's quite, well, yeah, we've heard of things like that. It's nothing new. But the question is, maybe because they did that, the outcome is good. So that's what makes politics very
It's
confusing. Yeah.
because we don't know we don't know, but I don't know, like it's hard. I don't know how to describe it.
It's hard.
It's hard.
Okay, I'll give you another example where the average, especially the average barangay councilor, where they kind of get stuck. Okay.
Yeah.
So here, what I notice is like the average barangay councilor, they always get asked for money from people, which isn't nothing. Because there are people who really go to the houses, they really solicit, they ask, oh, can we have medicine? Can we have money for medicine? And we need to be honest, like being a barangay councilor, you don't exactly earn a lot. You don't exactly earn a lot for you to be able to provide for everyone. And that's where some form of corruption comes in. Because the counselor likes to help people so much, they put their lives in such a predicament. They make their lives so hard that they have no choice but to steal in the barangay. Just so they have to embezzle funds. Because they keep giving out to the people. So would you call him a corrupt guy? Or
It's his fault though, I think.
Well, he wanted to help people.
Yeah, he wanted to help, right? If he has more like budget or something like that, then maybe.
Well, the budget. Well, to being a barangay, the budget isn't exactly for giving out to people.
Right.
But he still chose to do it because they had a hard time. Would you consider him a bad person or?
I don't know.
Exactly. Politics is confusing. I know a couple of counselors who are in the same predicament right now. Like, they get asked way too much, and they don't have it in their heart to say no.
Yeah.
And simply because they're having such a hard time,
Yeah.
just for them to at least be able to recoup the money or at least eat,
Yeah.
they need to embezzle some funds from the barangay.
I mean, for me, like he's doing like
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's doing good.
he's
But
doing good. He's giving it the
is he actually doing good? Exactly. Like no.
but he's also
Yeah. That's the moral dilemma of politics. That's why there are some counselors that they say, "Oh, this guy is so corrupt," but no, he's helped in so many ways.
right. It's not usually counselors. They're like at the lower.
Yeah. That's just entry. That's just the
That's
barangay.
entry,
That's
yeah.
barangay counselors.
There's how about the mayors?
The mayors, Mayor's Congress, I've never been close enough to be able to speak upon that, but I would like to imagine that on a grandiose scale.
Yeah. So if like it's really you really don't know.
You really don't know. It's a very big moral dilemma. Like,
Yeah, I'm shocked now. Like holy, like wow.
like exactly. Like their intentions are super good. They just don't have any means to.
Just
Yeah.
it's wrong, but it's wrong. What they're doing is wrong, but they're not just pure. It's
Yeah.
good.
Exactly. So there are a lot of kind of black and whites in politics. There are a lot of
So you really can't say all the guys were up. I know.
no. Well, and in a lot of cases, they are corrupt. Well, they are corrupt. There definitely are some people who really go into the government just to
get the money. Yeah.
to get the money.
Yeah.
I'm lucky. I never needed the money, but at the same time, I myself, I don't want to shell out more money or even not even more like well, I have a hard time shelling out money, especially knowing I'm negative in the barangay.
There's the problem with
That-
Philippine politics.
That's the problem with Philippine politics. That's why in politics, you notice the ones who excel are the ones with cash,
Exactly.
because they're portrayed to be more giving. Who is good? Who's the good one? The person who's given their everything, or the person who's given a lot, but it's just less than 1% of their.
A lot. Gives the most, right?
No, I wouldn't say so. What if it's a billionaire? What if a billionaire decides to donate? Let's say there's a billionaire who decides to, or Elon Musk, he decides to donate $1 billion. which is 0.04% of his net worth, or a man who only has $50 and he donates his whole $50.
I mean, with that billion, you can do a lot with that billion.
Yeah, well, that's exactly why. That's the problem. That's why people, the rich ones, are portrayed more of the angel ones than
Than the ones who are less, because they don't have anything to back it up with.
yeah. Well, not necessarily back it up. They have less to give
Less to give, like less capital.
Yeah, less-
To, yeah.
and less to campaign. Because campaigning for yourself, showing to the people that you are good, it's
The corruption government. Like,
that's where corruption stems. Because you can say, oh, they weren't corrupt, but they needed this money so they could be elected again into power. Because without that initial amount of money, or without that, they wouldn't have the money to fund their campaigns.
and they use that money from the government, right? Did they use that? Most?
Well, I can never say they. I don't know if they use it from the government, but you
There's a
get-
possibility.
There's a possibility. There's a possibility for people to be like, oh, the election is coming up. Well, you could also say it's not. They're not only using it for the government. You could say they need projects after them. So that's one way. That's one way they technically uplift themselves by using the funds of the government. But it's not wrong because technically they did implement those programs. Yeah, so that's the advantage some politicians who are currently in office have. Because they do projects that are under their name to brand themselves as good while they're still in office. Yeah. So that's one advantage they do have over people running against them.
So the problem in politics and Philippine government stems through corruption, basically. Just
I wouldn't necessarily say I didn't say corruption is a problem, but
but like the main reason, like honestly, because
the main reason is always dishonesty.
compared to like here, like let's say the U.S. and Canada, it's different. Like the health, like everything there is different. Compared.
Well, based on what I can see, the US is just it's
You
relatively.
can say Canada.
I don't. The thing is,
We have care.
okay. The thing.
Everything is.
Okay. The thing is, we speak upon that, but we do not know how their system works. Okay, so maybe they do allocate taxes for free healthcare. Okay, you can say that, but remember their GDP is significantly higher, so they can truly afford healthcare over there. Whilst imagine us, technically we have free healthcare,
No.
but let's just say we're too privileged to even know or to even care about what kind of healthcare that is, because there's PhilHealth. PhilHealth,
No, one like somebody's.
but PhilHealth is a public hospital. You could get free treatment in public hospitals. Do you know that? But I'm not so sure if it's fully covered. Exactly why we say we're privileged, because we don't even know about that. The moment we get sick, we go straight to Cebu doctors. We go straight to a private hospital and we shoulder it ourselves.
Yeah.
But there is, and if I'm not mistaken, yeah, there is some form of subsidy, some form of free healthcare, some form of free healthcare in the Philippines. It's just that the Philippines is too poor to.
I mean, but the thing is, like you said, there are people who stole, right? Money from that. Remember?
There are some people who steal, so that's a problem between their office. So
So it stems through corruption.
Well-
it stems down to corruption itself.
well, you can say that, but people are corrupt for so many things. Like I explained to you a while ago. You know how corruption is gray. You can be corrupt over things you have the purest of intentions for. So that's the hard part. We'll never know. We'll really never know that. I hate it.
That's billions, though, right? Billions of.
Well, in fairness, I hate the corruption. I hate the corruption. I hate the corruption. What's that? The corruption. What we call that? Stigma. It's natural to our. What do you call that? What do you call it? It's culture. The corruption culture in the Philippines.
Like it's normal.
It is. The problem is so normalized in all government offices.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know this.
You know, yeah, it's always there. It's always there. It's always.
Like, I'm not saying it's a good thing. I absolutely hate it because there's so many things the Filipino people can achieve.
It will always be there. Honestly, like corruption. Like I don't know how it goes.
Well, some form of corruption is always there, so that's why it's really hard to eliminate. And yeah, like you said, PhilHealth. I do not know if they stole billions. I haven't seen any art. Recently, I haven't seen it.
I just heard I just heard this one like last year about that. So I just not.
But yeah, so we don't really exactly know, but that's the thing. Like government, it's so black and white, and
It's
Yeah.
50-50. You don't know if they're actually good. You don't know if they're bad. They're just
exactly it always comes down to intention, and that's what it comes down. I wouldn't say it comes down to intention because I don't even know myself. I'm in that predicament. I'm in that moral dilemma. I'm confused.
you're confused. Mostly. Like which, like your pure heart. What do you mean? Like
I wouldn't call myself pure-hearted. I'm a realist.
you're a realist.
I like to view the world for the way it truly is. Well,
So basically, like you just like being a realist. You just want to get down to like I don't know. What do you mean?
well, for me, being a realist, like I just like to observe things for the way they are. Like I am not in denial that corruption is rampant. I'm not in denial that corruption is like not. I'm not in denial that there are some good forms of corruption. I'm just being realistic about certain situations and certain happenings in the world. Like I just want to view the world for what it is.
And from there, do you want to improve on that?
Well, I don't know. That's the thing. For me to get into politics, I'd say I need to have a big heart for the people, which is something I kind of do, but at the same time, I don't know if I want to give up my time because I do have my own personal dreams too.
Right.
Because for you to fight for the people, you need to give up on your dreams. Because to spend your time in government offices,
It's tiring. I know.
It's
It's
tiring, yeah.
You're always busy. I know. It's hard.
tiring.
Yeah.
It's hard. Like,
You have
Well-
to serve for how many years? NSK, how many years is that?
well, I don't know. Last I heard, the latest bill that was passed is my term is until 2027.
That's a long time.
It's 2 years from now. It's not that far.
So you're in office 2022?
3.
Yeah.
This November 2023.
Pretty long. Like, you know,
Good life.
with life, just you never know. Honestly.
Well, for me, politics is something. It's something amazing. It's a study of human nature. That's one thing I do love. I love talking to people. I love getting to know people. I love understanding the way people operate. And one thing I hate is heavy manipulation. Because manipulation is super rampant in politics.
I mean, if you have the money, you have the power, work. Right?
It's not about just money and power. Like, you can be manipulated in some ways. Like being gaslit by your partner, that's manipulation right there.
Yeah, but if you have the leverage, if you have the money, of course you can do it easily.
Well, if you have the leverage, money, and the power, well, yeah, of course.
So there's a hierarchy to that, right? Like, in politics.
Well, yeah, there's a hierarchy. There's a hierarchy towards everything. It's just like the food chain.
Top, yeah.
Yeah, top, bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Politics is a crazy food chain. It's crazy though. Like for me, like being in politics is crazy. You get to experience you get to experience a lot of things like dealing with other people, all different kinds like different kinds of personalities. Like You deal with doctors, you deal with engineers,
Actually, everything.
everything. That's the beauty of it all. Like being in politics, you need to be a people person. You need to be able to communicate with everyone, every single level.
So you gotta, so you have to talk to everybody. You gotta get what the needs of the people need,
The needs, the wants,
the wants, everything.
everything, all comments, everything.
So maybe after like the end of the term, right? You've observed so many things. Do you wanna like change the system? Do you wanna like help improve in the future, or
Well,
I know you have your dreams, right? Politics, but maybe in the long run, maybe you'll be like, you know what?
change the system.
Change the system.
Well, to say
Since you're a realist, since you've seen everything, do you wanna, maybe even in the future, do you wanna help with the system? Do you wanna improve the system?
of course I do. I love, I love, I'd love to. Because to be able to fix things, to be able for the Philippines to efficiently run properly, especially as a true government, that's what I want. But the question is, are the people willing to change? Are the people willing to accept the new culture coming on?
It's hard.
It's hard.
It's hard.
Because I'd like to say corruption is already embedded in between Filipino culture.
It's already implied. It's already there since the beginning of
Yeah.
time.
I don't know if it's in the beginning of time, but like corruption is
At the start of the Philippine government is already
well,
right.
I don't know that because I wasn't there to live
I
through
mean,
it.
history.
But yeah, joining in politics right in my very moment, seeing how things play out, that's the conclusion I've come to. Corruption is embedded in the system, cause the people technically are too accepting of the corruptness.
Yeah. It's already done. We can't do anything about
Yeah, like I'm sure, and I'm not even sure if you're aware of this, but the average person, like the average person in the Philippines,
Yeah.
during election times, they get packets of cash.
it.
Yeah, with like there's a small packet.
Then you just give.
Yeah, there's just them the average people they receive packets of cash with a list of who to vote.
Right. Yeah.
So that's one way you can say corruption is rampant because almost in every level of politics there's that from the barangay all the way up to the presidential elections. Yeah. So I'd call it a culture.
It's like part of the Philippine culture. Corruption.
Sadly, that's the sad truth towards it. Corruption is part of the Filipino culture. Politics is crazy, man. Like everywhere around the world, there's some form of corruption.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And
hard.
It's hard because like there are different outcomes. Different countries have different outcomes. Like countries without corruption, just like the Scandinavian countries. Like if I'm not mistaken, like maybe Norway, they have amazing jails, they have free healthcare.
Yeah. I also do.
Yeah, and the average person lives a very good life.
Yeah.
That's
Be education.
that's the definition of government with solid foundations without any corruption.
So as Canada, as I mentioned previously, Canada also. I think.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, Justin Trudeau recently stepped down because Canada has corruption problems. So who am I to speak about that?
Yeah. True.
Yeah, but there are so many forms of corruption around the world. In the US, in the US, yeah, there is corruption. Of course.
But there's corruption, but of course they're way better.
Well,
They're way better.
well,
Healthcare.
fun fact. There's this graph I've seen. I've actually been studying. There's this graph that there's a certain degree of corruption where it helps both the economy, where it helps the economy and the average person. There's a certain degree of corruption wherein that is the case. So technically, you could even say in some cases corruption is good because it's a way to incentivize leaders to
Yeah.
work harder. But you can say it's bad because of their corruption. There are
Yeah.
some people that have upper hands, that the funds are embezzled. There's so many ways to be corrupt. It's so hard. It's so hard to determine what's good, what's wrong.
Crazy. That's all.
It's crazy.
That's all
Yeah.
it is, yeah.
The world is just one big moral dilemma. That's how I like to put it. And as long as I stand behind what I believe, and what I believe changes over time, of course, because I'm only human. But as long as I have some sets, like my sets of morals, as long as I don't do anyone wrong, as long as I stand for not doing anyone wrong. I stand for doing good for the people.
Mm. As long as you're doing the right thing.
As long as
Yeah.
I truly believe I'm doing the right thing, I will keep doing it.
Yeah. So.
Well, it's life, like pretty weird politics.
It's like a shit show because we don't know, and it's crazy at the same time.
It's crazy, very crazy. Look, I haven't have, like I was talking about hot takes. Hot takes. Being a politician is an overglorified celebrity.
Mm-hmm.
You have a staff, you tell them what to do, you delegate your tasks to them, and when it's done, or when it's time for you to perform, when it's time for you to open up your new building, you show up,
And then
you take pictures like how you did this project, yeah, it's always like that. You're just an overglorified celebrity. And that is my hot take.
and then you just leave.
And then you just leave. Yeah.
Wow.
Dentistry hot takes. Give us a dentistry hot takes.
Three hot takes.
Hot takes. Take your time.
Don't know, dude. Like, three hot takes. On the field of dentistry itself, or like.
I don't know, man. Like anything you think of, or just I don't know.
I don't know. It's hard.
Bro probably doesn't have any hot takes for the day.
Probably.
But dang, bro. Like,
I just got shocked. I mean, like,
yeah, like hearing about politics,
Yeah.
how it's like.
'cause I'm not really like, I don't really know about politics, and then Clive is really, and he's
Well,
there, and
It's something you learn through first-hand experience and analysis.
yeah, and since I'm a politician now, I can really
From a political point of view, you could
I
say
can
that.
really know some part. Politics.
Yeah, but it's the beauty of it. Like, politics is like, it's crazy. It's a scary world, but it's also beautiful. I don't know. Like, I don't know.
So for us, there's no like hot takes.
You don't have to overthink it, bro.
Dentistry hot takes. So yeah, I can't take it.
Yeah. Well, that's a political life in the Philippines, and that's kind of that's all I have to speak. So I guess
Wow,
what an introduction video. Quite messy.
quite messy, but
We'll get there.
still wrong.
Yeah. Raw. Anyways, guys, it's a good afternoon. I'm Clive.
I'm Lance.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.